Hi, everyone. Today we have Becca Moore from DePauw University here to share with us more about all the great things that are happening at DePauw. And first, Becca, I love your intro screen here because like I just said to Becca, it feels like we're actually on campus, which is hard right now for students to be picturing themselves on campuses during normal times. But I will let you share with us what's going on, what's new, what's exciting, an overview. So take it
Sure.
away.
Well, thank you very much. I'm so grateful to be able to share some information about DePauw University. I'll just introduce myself very quickly because I am the contact person for DePauw for all of you in Ohio. I'm a senior associate director with DePauw University. I did not attend DePauw, but I did attend a small liberal arts college very similar to DePauw in Ohio. In fact, there's a theme that you'll see. I also started working at DePauw immediately upon graduation from college decades ago. I met my husband, who also is a liberal arts college graduate from Ohio, not from where I attended. We have 3 grown children. All 3 of them attended small liberal arts colleges. 2 of them attended another small liberal arts college in Ohio, and our 3rd attended a small liberal arts college in Wisconsin. So the theme here is small liberal arts colleges. I'm biased. I think that there are some huge advantages to an undergraduate experience at a small liberal arts college, especially one like DePauw. And as you might guess, my husband and I, who also has worked at DePauw over the years, feel like we're a part of the DePauw family. So hopefully you will understand where I'm coming from and feel certain that you could ask me questions about DePauw that if for some reason I don't know the answer, I can find out for you. So basically, I want to share something that's new at DePauw within the last 3 years, and it's something called the Gold Commitment. Our president and trustees have always felt that the education provided to our students and alumni is top-notch, and that the liberal arts education will take you much further in your community and as a leader in your career. And we wanted to back that up. And so our gold commitment states that at 6 months post-graduation, if a graduate is not on their career path in a job or graduate school, medical school, law school, fellowship, that we've got your back. And we have alumni and friends of the university who are more than happy to hire a new graduate, or you can return to campus and take a semester of classes tuition free. We feel really confident that we will not need to do that because historically our data shows that most recently 97% of our graduates at 6 months are on their pathway. We ask our students to do some things in order to be eligible for that gold commitment. But there are things that we have been doing at DePauw and providing students at DePauw for decades. We, of course, ask students to graduate in good academic standing, to be good citizens when they graduate. Also, while they're students, to take on leadership roles that tend to grow and expand over their 4 years, and also to complete experiential learning. At least 2, and most of our students will do many more than 2 experiential learning situations. So quickly, just to refresh your memories about DePauw or give you information, we're a small liberal arts college of about 2,000 students. We are a university because we have a school of music as well as a college of liberal arts. You'll see though that most of our students do end up majoring in our College of Liberal Arts. But our School of Music provides lots of opportunities for everyone in our community and our students as well. We are a diverse student population with about 20% of our students being first-generation college students. We also have many students who have alumni ties or ties to our university through family members. You'll see in the tiny print that 63% of our students identify as Caucasian or white. So that means that we have a huge population of non-white students that we think is very important. Quite a few international students as well. Many of our students come to us as athletes. you'll see that basically almost a third of our students participate in an intercollegiate sport of one kind or another. But we are also a national and international university. So our gold commitment starts with a strong academic foundation. And we have nearly 50 majors at DePauw in our College of Liberal Arts, and even more minors. You'll see on this slide our top 10 most popular majors. Economics is certainly our top major, but for those of you who might be interested in going into business, you certainly don't have to major in economics. We don't offer a major in business, by the way, because we are a College of Liberal Arts, but we've had many successful graduates in the business world. One of our fastest growing majors is kinesiology, but we have a strong tradition in the sciences, the STEM programs, even though we're a liberal arts college. We also do offer 4 degree programs through our School of Music. I also want to encourage you to consider continuing your involvement in music, even if you are majoring in the liberal arts. We offer all kinds of courses, ensembles, band, choir, orchestra, and liberal arts students certainly are invited to participate. Some are audition only, but we also have others open to all students. And in fact, often our liberal arts students might be the lead in one of our performances. We also do an opera through our School of Music every year. So moving on, we do offer, we are on a 4-1-4-1 semester schedule. And so during a regular semester, students will take about 4 courses each semester. During winter term and May term, January and May/June, students will have other opportunities. So a student's schedule over 4 years might be a third of their courses are taking classes across the curriculum. We don't require our students to declare a major until the middle of their 3rd semester. Then you'll have a third of your courses that will focus on your major. And then you have another third that are open to you to make choices about how you spend your time and what classes you take. So some students may just take classes that are of interest to them outside of their major that maybe they've never had a chance to take before. Others might double major, others might major and minor. We also offer 4 honors and fellows programs. And so they have a bit more of a focus. Certainly the Honor Scholar program is more like a traditional honors program at other universities. It is certainly very interdisciplinary. We have representation from every single major as far as student participation. The highlight of our Honor Scholar program is a year-long project in your senior year, and you pick faculty members who are your advisors for that program, or for that project, excuse me. And the other 3 fellows programs, certainly each also has a highlight. The Management Fellows program is going to turn 40 years next year. It's our accelerated opportunity for students who are interested in business, all kinds of business. The highlight is an internship in the junior year, typically for an entire semester. It typically runs through the summer, so it's about an 8-month internship program. The Media Fellows program also offers to students that semester-long program as well, internship program. And you'll see that our graduates from those different programs have great opportunities. They typically, especially the Management Fellows program, before the senior year of college, often students will already have more than one job offer. And our internship hosts come back year after year asking for more interns. The Environmental Fellows program is the youngest of our fellows programs. The highlight of that is a field experience during a semester or during the summer. But those are some examples of some additional opportunities outside of the traditional majors that students might be involved in. The application process takes place during your senior year of high school. It includes an essay and an interview, and hopefully you'd be invited to participate in one of these programs if you have that interest.
And is that essay and interview, is that after the student's already been admitted to DePauw, or is it as part of the actual application process to the university?
That's a great question. So in order to submit your essay, you have to have submitted an application to DePauw. However, you don't have to already have been admitted to DePauw. So, one day you could submit your application, create your account with us, and then submit your essay. It is reviewed by a selection committee, and hopefully the students would be then invited for an interview. Then they can choose whether to participate or not. There are some openings once a student is on campus, but those are more limited. So it's not impossible to discover that you have a passion in one of these fields once you've enrolled at DePauw, and certainly can work with the director of the program on an application process.
Can I ask 2 other quick questions,
Yes.
Becca?
Yes.
Is it possible for a student to be enrolled in 2 of the fellows programs? Could they be in management and media, for example?
You cannot be in more than one fellows program.
Okay.
I think the time commitment would prohibit that.
Okay.
However, we do every year have a couple students who wish to be honor scholar students and fellows in one of those fellows programs. So that is the only possibility. We discourage students from eating up all of their courses by those required. And there are some requirements for each of the programs. And we want it to be an enhancement of their major as well. So, and with every program, you can choose to major in any academic discipline and still participate. So yes, so that's how that structure is set up.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So I want to jump back to this gold commitment idea. And so already we have established that you need to be a good student and graduate in good academic standing. But how do we support our students for the gold commitment? You would have a faculty member who is assigned to you before you arrive on campus, who is your advisor. You also have an upper class student who also takes your first year seminar class with you. They're called a mentor. They're not teaching your class. We only have faculty teaching classes, but the mentor will meet with you outside of your classroom situation, basically weekly or bi-weekly, to address certain topics that we think will help with your transition into college as a first year student. You also would have access to a gold commitment advisor through the Hubbard Center for Student Engagement. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. We also will encourage you to be involved in leadership opportunities. So you can start as a first semester student as a leader, as simply even by being the leader of a presentation in the classroom situation. Hopefully by the time you're a senior, you may have been an intern in one of our 8 centers on campus. You might be student body president, you might be the captain of your athletic team, you might be an officer in your sorority or fraternity. There are a myriad of opportunities for leadership on campus. Then as part of that gold commitment, we also expect students to be involved in experiential learning. And so I'm going to share a little bit about how our students accomplish that. In order to help students have all these opportunities for leadership and experiential learning, we have a center, we have a lot of centers on campus, and each of these centers provides internship opportunities, speaker series, support and advising. They also have other special offerings for experiential learning. So I will start by talking a little bit about our Hubbard Center for Student Engagement, because it provides a lot of resources for students. I mentioned the winter term and May term opportunity through our schedule. And so as far as experiential learning, our Hubbard Center for Student Engagement would provide support for finding an internship during winter term or during the summer. It also sponsors mentoring in, um, internship sponsors during the summer, during winter term, also career services, prep for resume writing, mock interviewing. The Hubbard Center for Student Engagement also provides study abroad opportunities. About 80% of our students will study off campus at one time or another, and we're ranked 4th in the nation for sending our students abroad. We have over 120 sites that are already pre-approved. Some of them are through third-party situations, but we have pre-approved them for academic credit. With our study abroad programs and semester programs, if you are receiving merit scholarship or financial aid, you can use that toward your semester-long program. But some students will prefer to do a short-term trip during winter term, for instance. And last year we had over 20 different groups traveling abroad during our winter term. So it's a more focused topic. Our faculty, alumni, or friends of the university will accompany and guide those students on that winter term trip. So there are different ways to have some study abroad experiences. Our Hubbard Center for Student Engagement also, as I mentioned, provides support for internship opportunities. We have a very strong alumni network. There are also other databases that we provide support to our students to have access to. We have Tiger Tracks so that students can reach out to alumni. So there are lots of ways that our students can gain experiential learning, both on and off campus. And our Hubbard Center for Student Engagement provides support for many of those. One thing that I didn't share was our student involvement in faculty-student research. We have the Asher Undergraduate Research Center, office, and about 1/3 of our students will participate in undergraduate research. The pictures here show STEM research, but we have research across the curriculum and provide funding and support for that. So a student might be invited to present research at a national conference, and we have funds through that office to support a student to be able to do that. We also have summer research projects and programs through the summer on DePauw's campus. And certainly students can do research with faculty during the regular semester. I want to back up just for a moment to talk a little bit about our Prindle Institute for Ethics. It is located on our campus, a mile off campus, actually in our nature park. So we have a 520-acre nature park. It has a lab research building as well, a welcome center. It has walking trails, but our Prindle Institute for Ethics was founded recently within the last 10 years. Janet Prindle is one of our trustees, and she was one of the first very successful women on Wall Street. So she approached DePauw and offered to make an endowed donation, but she asked that it be used toward an Institute for Ethics. So it is, as far as we know, the first undergraduate institute for ethics for a college of our size. And it provides, again, internship opportunities, a speaker series. They also offer a reading series every semester, so students can choose to be involved one night a week for 10 weeks at the beginning of the semester in a reading group. Of course, the focus being ethical discussion, reading, and learning. So that is one of our other centers that's located a little bit off campus. I'm going to jump forward because I've talked a lot about academic programs and career preparation and experiential learning, but DePauw is a really fun place to live. And the students are so busy all the time. We are 100% residential in a normal situation, non-pandemic. And that means that we also provide and guarantee student housing. So we do offer first-year housing in a separate area on our campus. We think that that's very important for our students to be able to get to know each other, have some more support through our residential life staff, and they're truly living and learning situations. We also then offer a lot of other opportunities as you move through your college experience with more independence. We have a very strong fraternity and sorority system at DePauw. At one time, years ago, 90% of our students were members of the Greek system. At this point, it's about 67%. Not all of our students live in their sororities and fraternities, but many of them will choose to participate. And during their sophomore year or starting in their sophomore year, they will live in their sorority or fraternity. We have other upper class residents living options. We have a traditional dorm setting, but we also offer apartment style suites that offer students a single shared bathroom with one other student, maybe 4 to 8 students in their suite. They have a living room, dining area, and a full kitchen, so they can often change their meal plan if they wish to. We have over 120 student organizations, and we always tell students, if there's something that you want to start that's not already in existence, you just need 2 friends to start a club and ask for funding. And often students find it's harder to decide what not to do than what they can do. Again, I've already talked about our athletic participation. We do have 23 different teams. And if you're not an athlete, you're probably going to go support one of your friends. And we have a lot of school spirit. We have a huge competition with another college for the Monon Bell. It's a football game. We have 2,000 students normally who are enrolled at DePauw, but for that football game, there are 10,000 people on our campus participating in that experience. So it's a huge tradition at DePauw. Through our School of Music and our art department, we offer over 200 concerts, shows, performances. There's something going on all the time. And we also offer 20 plus speaker series. And our most well-known series and preeminent series is called the Oven Lecture Series. It is an endowed speaker series that has been in existence over 30 years. And every year we bring 2 or 3 world-renowned speakers to campus. We recently had Malala here. She's pictured in this slide. I think she had as much fun being on campus with college students. She came and had dinner with our students and spent some time with them. Most recently, last fall, Condoleezza Rice was on campus. We also had Ken Jennings, the GOAT from Jeopardy! But we've also had Gorbachev, we've had Barbara Bush, just all kinds of different, from different areas and careers and expertise on campus. And a parent said to me, do the students really go to those? And in fact, they do. They are free, and often it's standing room only. I think Jimmy Kimmel was on campus at one time. So just from a whole wide range of areas. We also recently opened our Center for Diversity and Inclusion Center. It is home to over 20 different organizations on campus. We also, though, have a spiritual life office and support every denomination, and we have prayer spaces across campus for our students. We have many different churches in our community that also welcome DePauw students into their families. So lots and lots of things are happening for students on campus. They don't feel a need to leave campus. Some of them have said, if I don't feel like I should leave on the weekend because I'll miss out on something, even if it's just to hang out with your friends. So
I think one of the big misperceptions sometimes of smaller campuses is that there's not anything going on, when in reality it's like it's harder to choose what to do while you're there because there's so many offerings.
For sure. And I will say that DePauw and Greencastle were the recipients of a $28 million Stellar grant a few years ago. And it meant that our community leader, our mayor, and our president formed a stronger relationship and applied for state grant dollars. And we were the first of 2 cities to be the recipients. It has provided us with the opportunity to have new restaurants in our town, and really change the facades of our buildings downtown on the square. They're much more attractive, and we are pulling our students downtown to our square by having our bookstore downtown. It's a shared building with Starbucks. So, even if it's not on campus that students want to be hanging out, we have a great ice cream parlor downtown that students will walk to, even in the winter. But at any rate, lots to do here.
Nice.
I live in the community and I really enjoy it here.
Nice.
So here's some stats that I think are all important as well. And we have an 84% graduation rate for over 4 years, and compared to the national average, of course, that's double. And we don't want students to be here longer than 4 years, even if they want to be. So we really support our students once they're enrolled. I already mentioned the study abroad stats. So we also have a health professions advisor who is full-time, Colleen McCracken-Rennick. And she is dedicated to our students as far as planning for any profession in the health area. And we have great success with our students going on to medical school. 90% will be accepted, and there are some qualifiers there. We also have a pre-law advisor, and you'll see that our law school acceptance rate is top-notch as well. And we do have 35,000 alumni who, within 30 minutes of meeting one of them, they somehow let you know that they're a DePauw graduate. They truly support the students and alumni, and it is a family. So, and many of them have been extremely successful and use their connections to help our students along in their careers. So for instance, Judson Green, he and his wife met at DePauw. He was a former Disney Park president or ran the Disney Park theme parks. He left Disney and invested in the company that started darn it. When you're looking for something on a map. Sorry.
Oh, like geocaching? No.
No. Oh, shoot. Anyway, but he also was very good friends with Yo-Yo Ma, the cellist. And so Yo-Yo Ma has spent many visits on our campus. So Judson, he just recently passed away, but he was a composer and performed with Yo-Yo Ma, so quite great caliber, even though he wasn't a music major at DePauw. So he's just an example, and he and his wife own a restaurant downtown that's a great pizza restaurant. So that's just one example of the many alumni who are truly dedicated to DePauw in many ways. Applying to DePauw, we use a holistic review. We certainly emphasize for reviewing a student's application, their transcripts, their high school record. We have found that that is the best predictor for academic success at DePauw. We went test optional last year, and that is because our data was showing that your academic record is a better predictor of success. In fact, 26% of our current students in the enrolling class did not use test scores as part of their application process. You certainly can choose to use them if you wish. And if you have a question about that, you're welcome to reach out to me and we can talk about it. I'm your admission counselor for students who might be considering DePauw, and I'm also your advocate. So I am happy to review your application, your transcript, your record, and chat with you about whether or not I think it would be advantageous to include your test scores or not. We do look for AP classes, advanced classes, your cumulative GPA. The good years, the bad years over 4 years tend to even out. We look at your trend in your grades, your senior schedule. But we also look at everything else that you provide with your application. Students are encouraged to use the Common Application. In fact, 96% of our applicants use the Common Application. It's free. You're going to use it if you apply to other colleges, so that we recommend that. When students apply, we tell them, don't be humble on your application. This is the opportunity for you to share what activities you've been involved in. It really is a reflection of what's important to you, and that's what we're looking for. Please let us know if you've held leadership positions. How has that activity impacted you, and how have you impacted it? So I also really enjoy reading about you in your essay. It's a measure of how well a student can communicate on paper, but it also is a reflection of who you are and what's important to you. We'll look at your teacher recommendation, counselor recommendation. If you have a family tie to the university, if you've sat in on a virtual information session with us, if you've been on our college campus and had an interview, every single thing that we know about you, we consider in our review of an application. And of course, like all colleges, we have different deadlines or rounds that you can choose to apply with. And all of our students will choose to apply during the early action round. It is non-binding, but it means that you will hear from us no later than the end of this year or your application year in December, or certainly by January the 15th. When we also then have the early decision round, which is binding. We always review a student who is admitted before notifying you for merit scholarship. And there is an automatic review process that happens. And the factors that we consider are certainly your cumulative GPA. Also, if you're high school ranked students, then we will look at your high school class rank. If you choose to provide your SAT or ACT scores, those will go into the calculation. And then behind the scenes, there's a way that we look at the kind of school you've been attending and what kinds of things are offered there, what % of the students go on to four-year college. So that all takes place behind the scenes. Your merit award would be shared with you in your admit letter. We do offer, each year it's different, a couple scholarships potentially that you could also apply for. Every year it's a different process, and it's my job to let you know how to proceed with that. We do have a full tuition scholarship, a few of them. Some years you can nominate yourself, other years we have to nominate you or your principal. So we'll let you know how that process will be working every year. And you don't necessarily need to reach out to me to find that out, although you're welcome to. We always encourage families to apply for need-based aid, at least the first year. We do require the FAFSA and some supporting documents, and that information is on our website. We want to make DePauw as affordable to you as possible, given your family situation, if you want to attend DePauw. And if you ever have questions about merit scholarship or need-based financial aid, you're welcome to reach out to me, and I'll be able to either field those questions or find the right person to do that for you. We hope that you're interested in learning more about DePauw. We're offering right now lots of virtual opportunities. We have virtual information sessions that are live with an admission counselor that we're offering weekly, as well as virtual live campus tours with one of our tour guides. We have a virtual campus tour that you're welcome to look at on your own, but we also offer tour guides who can share their stories and answer your questions. So it's another opportunity, and we think an important one for you to be able to get to know some of our students. We are hosting students and their families on campus for in-person visits now. And they are limited as far as the number that we can host at one time, but it does include an in-person information session similar to this, also a guided tour of campus with current students. We are also offering admission appointments with counselors or our interns when you are on campus. We also offer Zoom meetings with faculty and staff that we host in our office while you're on campus, or we can arrange those individually outside. You don't have to make a trip to campus for that Zoom meeting. And then our coaching staff, some of them are meeting in person with students. Others are doing virtual Zoom meetings with them. So we also, of course, provide some other virtual sessions throughout the fall, some with alumni, some with our current students. We have a bingo game night that's going to be coming up later in the fall. So always we're trying to give different options for how you can get to know DePauw. So that ends my formal session.
That was great. That was a lot of really good information. With the virtual opportunities, Becca, are there opportunities for students to engage in some way or get further information, for example, about the fellows programs, or will you be doing anything that's, I guess, more granular, more specific to majors and programs and that kind of thing this year?
The answer to that would be yes. And we're happy to schedule appointments with each of the honor, scholar, or fellows programs with their staff. Or I could meet with someone and share more detailed information as well. I'm the liaison for admission with each of those programs and actually worked for 12 years in the Management Fellows program. So yes, and so as far as other academic departments, we are not at this time hosting in the fall a widely shared breakout rooms or sessions, but we could certainly schedule an appointment for someone to meet with a professor in a department.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Well, this was a really wonderful overview of DePauw, and I know this during these crazy times when students maybe are limited in terms of how they can get to campus. It's good that you're offering the small group opportunities for those students who are comfortable and able to get there now, but certainly the virtual opportunities are a nice way to get exposure to the campus in the meantime. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share more with us today. And if anybody watching has questions, like Becca said, she's a wealth of knowledge and is very approachable and accessible. So if you have additional questions about any of the things that she covered today, please don't hesitate to reach out and she can get that information or direct you in the right way. But thank you, Becca, for taking the time.
You're welcome.
You guys have a busy schedule right now. A lot of crazy things going on in this fall. So thanks for taking the time.
Happy to do it. And I know that you'll share my contact information. And I welcome to anyone to reach out to me. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.